There's a really great quote I came across from Karen Walren in her book, The Lightmaker's Manifesto, which is how to work for change without losing your joy. And she has this peculiar definition of activism. And I'm wondering how that sits with you. I'm just going to read it and get your reaction, okay? So this is what she says. Activism, when approached with an intentional mindset, is all about creating experiences of meaning. Activism means taking responsibility to find answers to the world's problems and dedicating yourself to a cause greater than your own interests. Activism doesn't require a faith home or a spiritual practice, yet activism can feel very spiritual in nature. And I'm wondering, how does this definition sit with you? Does your advocacy and activism work feel like an expression of your spirituality and a practice of your faith?
Definitely.
Connect those dots for us.
So I think a big part of our religion, Islam, is to do things for the community, to do things for the greater good, if that's what you want to call it. And a big part of it is service to others and doing things for like the sake of God, for just doing good things, not for yourself, not for like selfish interests. So when engaging in our work in Lepak Conversations, we definitely always think back to our intentions. And our faith definitely grounds us and reminds us of our purpose and how we should go about engaging with people. So for instance, like when we engage with people online who might get a little angry and who might just send us like numerous DMs and just want to continue arguing, we go back to like certain principles in our faith that, tells us that when you are engaging with someone and you know that that person is not open to engaging with you, then just give like your regards and then like live in peace. Yeah, so things like that, like we definitely hold close to our hearts in like the activism work that we do, and I guess also the ethics of speaking with people, and how to push for change, and how the religion is one that encourages change for good. So we see that as what we are doing, like trying to push for change for good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of finding meaning, it really helps us to think beyond materialistic gains. Because I feel like in Singaporean society, it's always about materialistic gains. But whereas when you are an advocate or an activist, you are working for really intangible change. And for us, that was quite a struggle at first. We were like, what are we really doing? Like, is this really making an impact? Because it's not tangible. We can't really like quantify it. But so that's been a spiritual experience as well, where we realized that it doesn't have to be material, or it doesn't have to be tangible for it to mean something, to us and to the greater society.
So if advocacy is helping people to experience meaning, what is the meaning that you want people to experience from the work?
I think for Lepak Conversations, like specifically, because we talk about issues that matter to the Malay Muslim community, a big part of the meaning we hope people get from the work is to be able to appreciate and reclaim the Malay or Muslim part of their identity. Because a big part of why we started Lepak Conversations was us learning about the historical inequalities that the Malay community faced, and how there are certain stereotypes that were shaped from the colonial era and like passed down for many, many years by our leaders, and how that has led to a lot of self-blame and internalized racism. So a big part of our work is trying to reclaim that narrative and give people a chance to look inwards, I guess, into our own community and find that sense of appreciation and belonging with the Malay Muslim community.
I think I want people to feel empowered because, like Nur said, identify your own experience. They're all valid. Try to understand yourself, understand your history, and like not blame yourself for it because it's really not your fault, I believe. And like we all have our own stories to tell. And I think it's really important to tell our stories. I think, we want to build a community where everyone is comfortable telling their own stories and passing down their true lived experiences, because our history, I think our history has been shaped in a way that's not very positive for the Malay community. Yeah, and I think it's up to us to kind of reclaim that, like, similar to what Nur said.